Alright, people are asking, people are asking, well, Krista, if you can talk to Cryon, and if anything you just said is true at all, how do I talk to Cryon? And we know that Cryon says he talks to more than one person. He's saying in this book, he's saying he's talking to 9 people at one time. Um, and actually, in the first book, he says, I'm in communication with all. Please accept this. So, yes, it means that you can talk to him too. Um, he's very fun to talk to. And he's very happy and blue and purple colored, kind of, sort of swirling, angelic kind of energy. Um, he says, discuss angelic energy. What I can say about it is that I will sense them in where actually it's ironic where this medallion falls. Now, yeah, I know this is Scorpio and it's got a scorpion on it, but let me explain, once more. This was something that my grandmother gave to my mother, and at that time, um, basically, I know things weren't nearly as in-depth as they were now. I know that my grandmother, she actually started throwing things around, not, well, was about to, but she threw a picture of a guy who had sexual interest in me at work, relation to, who basically was saying, fuck me or I'll kick you out, and you have a serious illness complication, and I'm going to kick you out on the street unless you fuck me, Bob Cisco. Um, so yeah, Cryon says, don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to say it. That was what was going on. That was downright what was going on, and I had to be tactical, and I had to give him enough so that I wouldn't be sleeping out on the sidewalk. I mean, basically my stuff was getting grabbed and moved around type shit. So, how do you talk to Cryon? That leads back to going back to the heart. And not focusing on that stupid, like the stupid stuff that happened to you. Now, see, where you're expressing it, where, say your whole life this relates talking to Cryon. How are you going to talk to Cryon or any of the angelic entities if everything in your life, you're not, if you're not trying to talk to the other entities that you see in your life? And where I lived here, I would get criticized for going to people, for saying to people that complimenting their dress or something, or wanting to talk to them, almost like a mini Scandinavia, where apparently people think you're totally wrong and weird for saying, "Hi, that's a nice shirt" or something. It um, bizarre. But so I had to reprogram this Moldavite. This also goes back to Sudevi. Didn't work. This one of these pieces of Moldavite was on the top of the poppet or something. If I'm remembering the order correctly, I had to unscrew these things from. I had to take these things off of the different of where they'd come from, and redo it somehow because of the way that they were affecting me. So with communication, you're feeling for the area that is okay, feel your rib cage. Right when you get to the bottom, you feel it in an indent, and that's the place right there. That's ironically right where this medallion happens to fall. And explaining the fact that it's a scorpion. It's an heirloom. I don't think of it as something that's like a reptilian thing or anything like that. Um, and I kind of think of it to remind me that my real mom's got to be out there somewhere. She's a Scorpio. So, to communicate with the Cryon, we go into our heart center. you have to, like with lots of star seeds, our first inclination is to do this kind of thing, or like kind of like what I was doing at first, or like for you if it's this side, or if I had something to prop this up with, how about this? Like people that do this too, like something that looks like this as well, or like thumbs on the temple and like this kind of pattern. All that stuff works, but that's attempting to sense something that's external rather than something that is just right there inside. And sometimes we need to try to get direction one way or another externally, but it's a visceral feeling that you actually feel a sense of love and joy at this area, this indent that is right below your sternum, and that's where the chakra is. And it's like it lights up this whole area. Like it's almost like it starts here, but the whole area kind of lights up. It's kind of like Katy Perry's firework video, that or actually more than one of her videos I've seen, stuff like a firework that comes out from your chest. That's your heart chakra. So what you do is you think about that. Think about, it's color probably green for you, whatever color you'd like it to be, but it's probably going to be green. And you sense that, and you ask yourself for information, because it's really just all you. When it comes down to the whole thing, it's just all you. So if you put enough energy into it, thinking, I want to talk to Cryon, I want to talk to Cryon, I want to talk to Cryon, then you're bringing it to you. But if you say it in a resistant kind of fashion, like an indigo punch through something, I want to talk to Cryon, then that puts out too much resistance there, so that the vibration can't flow through very, very easily. Like, he says like air resistance for people, physics people, like air resistance. That it's like you're creating your own air resistance when you could have an ideal condition of, I want this. I want this. Okay, so actually swirl. This is wrong motion. The frequency looks like this. He said, swirl, I want this. But by saying, I want this, it creates some kind of, he says, like, for lack of a better term, like air resistance. Like it's the what you want resists crystallizing, because you're focusing on that you want it, but you're also focusing on how bad it will be if you don't have it. And if you're focusing on how bad it will be if you don't have it, the universe has to decide, which thing does it want more? It wants this, or it wants how bad it will be if it doesn't have this. So what energy is stronger? So, like, I like the really funny analogy that Teal gave once, where she said, like, you don't think I want chocolate ice cream because I totally don't want strawberry ice cream. That something like that. That it's like that. So if you happen to think, I want, or you could think, if you need to, I would prefer to have Cryon help me, or I would like to have Cryon help me. I want to have a sign Now, this was something that happened to me. Um, I was outside, and first, what happened was Cryon had given me um, this code of thinking of the number 0 and how it would fold upon itself to form 8, like infinity, like manifestation, and then how 0 would multiply and become a flower of life, and think of that and think of light at the same time, and think of the 0 is the light. And then it was also the biggest number. But he said you didn't have to think that, though. But the nothingness and the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end, so the light. And breathing in the light, and then breathing out love. And he said, now you need to find numbers for that. Your family has kind of been into this a lot, so they used to have a password on their cell phone account. It was a word, but it was also a number. What was it? And I said it was love, and it was the numbers love on a touch-tone keypad. And he said, well, do you think they're arranged that way at random? And I said, well, okay, I don't know about how the heck the phone would have been arranged then. Okay, but whatever. I'll go find it. And those numbers are 5683 that correspond to love on a touch-tone phone. And he said, as you breathe out on the long out breath, you're simply linking the concept of love as if you had the numbers, and because I knew about the numerology a little bit, he said you feel the vibration of each number, feel its energy, like 5 for change, and 6 for prayer and communication, and 8 for manifestation in the infinite and the cosmos, and 3 as a catalyst, or things like that. And then he told me all you have to do is now just link the concept of love, like you're making a link like a wire, but you're doing it with your brain. That's all you have to do. And then breathe it out. And he said you can tell people to say light and love as they're doing it if they have to, but you don't have to. As he was telling me that. So I said, okay, I'm going to start doing this. And as I was breathing out, I started to hear something above me, like, and I just got this impulse, hey, what's above me? And I look up, and no BS. It was a bright red, looked like, it looks like a commercial, like a small version of a commercial airplane, but painted bright red. Bright red. But what was even stranger was the craft that was nearby, which was sort of silver and cigar shaped. And reptilians are known for the cigar shaped thing. But also it was the day before the intercept, so on the 19th of August, I was followed to a doctor's appointment by a red cigar looking type plane, like weird torpedo looking plane, or at some point followed by it, because I tried to take a picture, but it would fly by so fast that I wouldn't be able to get a picture of it, or they would literally, they would know that I'd be trying to get evidence. And so the way their telepathy works, if you have the intent, I'm taking a picture, you've got 1 second or so to actually do it before that they change it, because they've heard your intent is to take a picture. So it will literally work that darn fast. So I did manage to get a picture, but so that happened there, and I thought, Cryon, what do I do with this? And he said, well, that figures that they would come like that, because I'm talking to you, because I'm here so much like this, but you need someone to protect you, and so now that's me. And so then, after that, it was that night, I was still sitting there out on the balcony, because sitting inside like this had become totally hazardous because of the carbon monoxide. And sitting outside on the balcony like a little refugee that I've been in this place, which should hopefully change today. I played this song by Train, Calling All Angels, and I stood there at the balcony and kind of like your damsel in distress, up in the up high up in the tower in the prison, not able to get out, and I said I want to sign, and I played the song, and Cryon said just do what you did, and do it 3 times, and I thought, okay, I understand the 3-time thing. So the people watching me, those 2 airplanes, or one was not really an airplane exactly. It looked more like a cylinder, like a cigar-shaped cylinder. I could draw them for you. He said, just do what I taught you, and do it 3 times. And I said, okay. So I closed my eyes and did it, standing there at the balcony. And I opened my eyes, and within 5 seconds, all of a sudden, fireworks started going off. Like it felt like there were some kids just messing around, setting off fireworks, or something like that. It looked in a direction where it was houses where they could have been setting off fireworks because of something satanic, but the idea was whatever was going on, that it was the synchronicity of you're asking me for a sign, okay, here, and I'm gonna put fireworks right in front of you. Is that enough of a sign? So I thought, okay, cool. That's a cool sign. I mean, it was really cool, and I thought, I want music to this. And then as I was trying to put on music to this, like I'm calling all angels or whatever, seeing the fireworks, I'm presuming gray types of whatever type kept on screwing with my internet, and they're the ones who are better with the internet stuff, and I think the breaking your bones and stuff gets left to the reptilians. They get to be the enforcers. At this point in time, and then at the top they just fight with each other. So Cryon made his way into the whole system of those down below. Now, as below, so above. Moldavite, huh? As above, so below. So he would like to kind of make his way in the Alien versus Predator kind of fashion to address that species, which a bunch of them, the ones who are going to be watching, who don't talk like this, are going to be humans who don't know that they're humans. And so Cryon says, it's okay, they try to do this to me. What they do is they try to confuse your soul so much that it can't proceed with its mission. So he says what they did to me was different, but what they do to you guys is there are neural, literal, like he says, book. I put it in book 1 is what he just said. I put it in book 1. Neural implants that literally implants that are in the brain that are there to screw you up telepathically completely, and that your spirit is capable of making them break by themselves. He also says there's something like a kill switch in some people. Like, you guys have seen in the movies. Does anyone remember the movie? I don't remember what it was called, but it was the movie where the girl, I totally felt like this too. The girl is writing, you figure out that she's being handled, and the guys even called her handler. And um, she's stealing stuff, but it's figured out that she's a slave, and she's being forced to do it. And she says, "Well, what happened? So I was in an accident. Then I woke up. I was saved, but I was in this strange hospital, and they'd done something. I was totally blind in the accident, and so they restored my sight. But after the surgery, there was something in my eye, and it would have, Cryon is actually telling me this is real, like that this is true, that this technology actually exists, so that people in their eye can have, say, like one eye or something that shows information along the visual field, or will show instructions, like orders, or those things will be telepathic, or for let's just say the less respected. This is gonna make sense. Knock, slap, whatever, click, clack. What? Oh, what? Oh, I did it again. Oh, what? What was that? What was that? What was that? The biological triggers. So that gets done to the reptilians a lot, but to the aliens in the Alien versus Predator situation, he says that doesn't get done to you as much because you're too smart for it, obviously. So instead, what gets done is literally confusing what you are, to actually get you to not associate with your primary genetic, which is that of the human race. Now, while it doesn't matter what race anybody is, now that also in the Alien versus Predator game, the alien ones, they really hate it when I tell them, hey, you're telling me I'm using labels, and then you're saying that you're not human. That's a label, and and then my phone gets stolen. Stupid 16-year-olds, come on. Oh, look, no, I failed at making my eyes look blue. No, I failed. I can't do it. No, I can't do it. I'm Arcturian. Actually, no, I'm human. I like that. I mean, even if I didn't have weird metal in my foot, like from having surgery when I was a kid, that somehow, does not make me a cyborg. Like back in the 1600s, people might have thought that. I don't know. But it's called the world we live in. And recognition that you are consciousness first helps with the recognition that then you're actually the thing called human. And also, he says, also, it's different for you and how to despise the human race, that you're taught to despise the human race, or look at how primitive and stupid they are. And he says, think of my type number 5, very 5-y, like the arrogant kind of thing. This is where once Arcturians figure this stuff out, they feel so bad because Arcturians do tend to get arrogant, and it is because they're smart, and it is because they are kind of running a lot of the tactical kind of the mission type show right now for the forces of light. Like just managing a lot of it. They're managing a whole bunch of it. And it's us, the Arcturians, who end up coming out and saying, I'm an Arcturian. There aren't, I've noticed, it seems like not as many just really active other starseeds saying, "I'm a starseed. Hello, 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 or other planet to Earth. Hello, hello." It's mostly the Arcturians doing that, so that's why the Arcturians are perceived as so dangerous. But there are so many similarities between Arcturians and Greys that an Arcturian cannot help but sympathize in whatever the heck is going on with them. But we get ourselves kind of into a situation like, hello, we would like to help you, but you continually and ritualistically screw us over. We can't have that. So Cryon would like to say that there are those of you that have these struggles, but that it's okay, that it's been bred into you to make you that way, like me. Except that for me, the programming at shortly after birth just did not work. My soul crystal was just too strong. I'll probably talk about that sometime next. But so you guys have this bred into you to make you think that you are not human somehow. Just like somebody telling me, "You're Rh negative," to make me somehow think that I am not human because I'm apparently super rare. Okay, well, I'm super rare, but I'm a super rare human. Arcturian, Nietzsche, whatever thing that does this. That's the other thing, like this, like similar kind of thing with Arcturians and Greys. I've noticed that we both do this kind of thing. So and like with this similar appearance and stuff. So it's kind of like, oh, you confused cousin, and then it's like, "I'm the master of the dark arts and going to murder you and rap and we're like, oh no, oh, sad Arcturian." Yeah, I coined that phrase too. Sad Arcturian. So it's going to come, and Cryon's saying, there is going to be a way around all this, and you guys are already figuring it out. You've already been able to start figuring this out, but there's going to be some kind of conflict of sorts. Like, it's going to be dampened. Like that there was supposed to be, big nuclear war, right? So that didn't happen because I did what Cryon said. And so people decided, okay, let's try and murder her because of that, because we couldn't have World War III. And then they failed. So now that they failed and they understand that they can't murder me, because Cryon just flat out says no, because I just flat out say no, and light, love, ascension is what's happening, or at least it's what's happening to me, because I am sovereign. So because of all of that, and because of the way the light, it says everything is basically biased in the direction of the light right now. For the people that are using the dark arts kind of thing, they're using light, but you're using a reflected version of the light. Even if you were basically born into it, I would have been totally born. I was born into it, but I naturally resisted somehow without even knowing how. So the idea is that there are, those of you that are born into this, stuff done to you when you were babies, involving computer-type technology, or involving a fusion almost of like AI, or bionic is the word. He's saying bionic, whatever, like bionic with the chemistry. He says that phrase from that rap song, and oh, one of the, like those the aliens on the Alien versus Predator game. They really hate it when they tell me stuff because then I figure it out. But then they're like, it's so cool for figuring it out. We want to study it more. And then they tell me something again, and then I figure it out again. And then they get pissed off again and try to kill me again. And then I live again. And then they say, oh my gosh, it's so cool, let's study even more. And then are still, like, missing the boat. It's like, guys, okay. Yeah, you're so cool, bionic with the chemistry and everything. Wicked awesome, right? Ha, yeah. Montreal, great. Alright, Vancouver. So, if you're so smart about the whole thing, why is the light beating you? It's because of the physics that you already know about. And he says you guys know how to get out. Like, that you do actually know how to get out, even if it seems like you don't know how to get out. The idea is to keep you thinking that you can't get out. But enough people have figured out that it's possible because, oh, there's a girl literally walking around doing it, and I get called Walking Angel by somebody at random. Because the entire town is taken over, and I'm the only person still left standing. Like I'm living in The Walking Dead, and I'm the only person, like Rick in The Walking Dead on that first episode in the hospital. Everybody in the hospital is a zombie and tries to murder him, and he runs escaping out of the hospital. Like, yeah, that's what happened to me. Totally Walking Dead style. Except I had to very carefully get discharged from the hospital and play a bunch of stupid bullshit. Because, see, when they murder someone, they can't just assassinate you yet. You know, we're not in total martial law. They're trying to make it look nice. I got a note left. The first line to kill me was to just get me to kill myself. And a note was left there. You know, we prefer it, you know, fast and secure, how we prefer. It was some sort of quip or pun like that. And it was saying, you know, eat all the, like, consume this entire vial of hemp oil. It's contaminated with heroin. You'll have a heroin overdose, and it'll just look like you died of an OD. And I was like, and also spoons would get thrown on the ground with some sort of material in them, but I would know whatever it was. It might have had heroin. It might have been heroin, but it had something else in it, or negative energy or something. And it would just like stuff would appear out of nowhere, and I would be like, no, whoa, you are not. I am not going to fake die of a heroin overdose. I don't use heroin anymore, you fucks. I was temporarily angry little indigo, who was living to tell her tale. It would be a little bit more coherent if my tinctures hadn't have been whatever it is that people do that causes liquids to become cloudy, whatever that stupid hex thing is. If they hadn't done that, these would be a little bit easier to understand, because I am simply not going to walk into stupid traps and die on purpose. So, we're just gonna have to have this as me how I am, and that's how it is universally preferred. So, I'll see you on the next episode of Arcturian Philosophy. Blessings.